Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hope you're well. We have a 1v1 replay analysis today, which I'm super excited about. And I know everyone's going to go, oh, Monkey Moon again. But I don't know, well, maybe, I don't think anyone will do that because Monkey Moon's so good, we can just start playing it here. There's actually a real good reason I'm doing this. And it's because Smashy, as you guys know, one of the OGs here, you know, part of the community, was one of the first championship winners in the Chicken Leg Championships, and has been, you know, playing on the one scene on stream when we used to do the one stuff for a long time. So I've you know, known Smashy for about three plus years now. And one of the things which has always amazed me is how fast Smashy improved. He went from Champ 2 to SSL within literally a few weeks of getting a computer from his PlayStation. And then from there, he went on to top 100 and is now a really established player, playing in many show matches. But one of the things that really sets him apart is his willingness to learn. And we've seen this time and time again. He's injected things straight away after being told from his coaches, even asking me for certain, you know, pieces of advice. And you see him just inject it so quickly. And so I've played Smashy in the past. This is why I really was amazed by this replay. And I got absolutely dominated. And at that point, Noah Poa, when he was top 10 in once, he had a record. He beat me 17-2. And then the Smashy played me, and he was like, what's the record? I said 17-2. He beat me 22, I think it was 20-2. And so, and this is when I was Grand Champion once, by the way. So I was fairly decent. Well, so I thought. But that just shows you the difference. For me, that would be the same as playing a Platinum. And you can really start gathering the perspective here. Now, that's why this is so fascinating. Smashy's playing Monkey Moon here. He sent me this replay after, and he said, you know, it was like playing a robot. He just outworked me. He just outsmarted me. He just led me into traps. And he said, I don't know what the hell that was all about. And I thought, well, let's have a look at this replay. So I started watching it, and I was mind blown because this could be, and you know, I love beast mode, you know, when you're talking about fundamentals, such a good fundamental player. But when I watched this back, I was in shock because all of the fundamental principles can be seen in this replay from Monkey Moon. And it's just done to perfection. It's just crazy. It's like this guy has just learned the fundamentals and just kept doing them over and over and over, ingrained them, and just got better at the mechanics that allows the fundamentals. So I thought we got to go through this, and there's some really cool moments to talk about here. So this is stuff, by the way, that you can inject into your own game. You know, I don't just do this because then it goes, oh, look how good that is, because there's no point. What can you take from this? Even if you are a gold in ones, there are things you can take from this. In fact, there are a lot of things I think people can take from this replay in general, because it's so many fundamental things are followed. And as always, you know, you follow the fundamental principles, you're going to do well. It's a great half flip there by Smashy. But we are watching Monkey Moon's POV here. And again, Monkey Moon is just so good. You made a mistake. But apart from that, that's probably all you're going to get. He's just so good at doing the right thing. And great play there from Smashy. But again, the only mistake there was Monkey Moon was just slightly off the inside. It was a good play from Smashy. And now one of the things Smashy said is just, he was struggling to win kickoffs. He said, I was really struggling to win kickoffs in this game. But yeah, he just felt like Monkey Moon was just so effective. Now, keep in mind as well, recently, Smashy has gone on a bit of a run. He didn't play ones for a while. He decided to get back into it. And he went on a 55-game win streak in 1v1 back to top 100 on his main account. And if people are out there thinking, you know, that's impressive anyway, you go and try and win 55 ones matches on an account, even if it's a brand new account, good luck with that. But to do it on his main account, his actual account, which was already a high level, to do 55 wins in a row to get back into the top 100 is incredible. And a good finish there from Smashy again. So 4-3 here in favour of Monkey Moon. And it's the kickoff. It is the kickoffs that are going to be a big part of this to an extent, because what the kickoffs allow in ones is they allow you to get the boost, they allow you to get the first attack. You know, often a lot of players say whoever gets the first attack in ones wins. And it's similar with twos. If you can get that first possession, you're going to be in for a good time. And that's why we always say to players, like, follow up every kickoff. Follow up every kickoff. What a shot. Beautiful. And again, M0nkey M00n, his vision is clear. When you watch him from his POV, you can really tell that he's watching the opponent at all times. And again, another successful kickoff, which we will go over because this is something Smashy wanted to look at, something he wanted to go over. And again, there are things in this replay, pretty much everything that you can take. All that has happened is M0nkey M00n has just perfected everything. He's just perfected the mechanics. Even though he's not even known as a ones player, he's playing his fundamental style and it's working extremely effective because guess what? It's fundamental. Now you could take this to the next level. You know, people say M0nkey M00n isn't mechanical. He is mechanical, but I know there are more mechanical players out there who have more of an arsenal of weapons. You can imagine if you could hybrid this, you'd probably get something that looks like Zen, to be quite honest, a fusion of fundamentals and extremely high level mechanics. I think Zen, you know, can even improve a little bit more on the fundamentals. Maybe, but maybe that would, you know, make it hard for him to get to some of these mechanics. You know, it's just such a fine balance, and there it is, 7-3, and I think that's the end of it. So, okay, so I did just want to go and check out what rating these two players were, M0nkey M00n and Smashy, but unfortunately, I can't see the top 100, just showing blankness. So anyway, let's get into this. So we're going to look at the first kickoff. Kickoffs is something that Smashy wanted to go through in this, in the Discord when he was mentioning it, because he felt like he couldn't really do too much against the M0nkey M00n's kickoffs. And if we look here, M0nkey M00n arriving pretty much a millisecond after Smashy. And this is something M0nkey M00n is known for. You're going to hear me say this a lot. You've probably heard me say it a lot if you watch the other M0nkey M00n stuff. He's known for not being the fastest on his kickoff, but he gets the quality. And so right here, you can see Smashy's looking for it almost like I always say the KV1 style. He's trying to really force it to the side. M0nkey M00n's much more central and he flips. So remember, if two players flip in the same direction, see how they're both flipping to the same side? They're both going to this side here. They both do that, then the player most central wins, which is M0nkey M00n in this situation. Grabs the ball, straight away goes infield. A little bit of a lag there, so we'll do it again. Grabs this ball and straight away goes infield. He doesn't want to waste time. Take the ball away from corners. When you watch high-level players, 2s, 3s, 1s, they don't go to the corner. Like, they're actively trying to avoid corners because corners are so detrimental for creation. They're so detrimental. Like at the lower ranks, there's so many little sneaky tricks people do. But being on that backboard and trying to wrap it around corners and stuff has a high level of danger because you are actually behind the ball's hitbox. And as players get quicker, better, and more confident in their challenges, it isn't sustainable. So this flick here from M0nkey M00n, he just wants to get going fast on net. This is what you should be looking to do. Side flip. Keeps him grounded, comes back into it, looks for the dem on the way out, and look at that. Did you see it? Look at the pathing. Here we go. He wanted that of a path/demo, but 1, 2, straight to the ball. Straight to the ball, no time wasted. Jabs it. This is what I'm talking about with the touches, by the way. So look how he uses the side of his car to get a perfect bounce. It's stuff like this. If you look at this from Smashy's perspective, you know, it's just mind blowing really, because Smashy thinks, oh, he doesn't have much, and then that happens. And he's already up. He's going to stay with the ball here, and the respect is there. Now, hits the ball high, comes up. Notice he goes high. He's matching the height of the ball. He's going up there. So from Smashy's perspective, it's difficult to know what's going on because he's not under the ball. So he's not telling Smashy he's going up to the ceiling, but he's also not high above it saying that I'm going to hit it down. He's in a position where it looks almost like he's in line with it, and he can see Smashy at the bottom. And now he knows because of this that he can go down the wall and take the shot. Smashy is thinking about turning, but it's such a risk. And the way M0nkey M00n has done this, it won't happen. So someone who was really, really good at this back in the day was Scrub Killer. He used to come down the wall and he used to just volley this. It was probably one of his top moves. But M0nkey M00n doesn't like to do too much shooting, I've noticed, from far. So his shooting is more for finishing. He uses shots very much as a finisher rather than to try and pepper the opponent. It's a very interesting style he uses here. So instead of shooting this, which a lot of players do, what M0nkey M00n does is he goes for the air dribble. And this is the correct move because you have way more weaponry. You have way more rhythm breaks built in. You stay with the ball. You're able to come and get boost on the way out. So as you can see here, you've got the fakes as well, which forces Smashy to do a save. And then based on the back of this save, because Smashy's going to have to come out to this save, it's really smart because we're peeling him out of the net, because you don't actually want a defender in the net if you don't have space. So if you're creating pressure on an opponent, you need them out of the net, because if they are good, they can actually stop you creating any offense. So M0nkey M00n trying to drag him back, goes for the high flick. Again, people who are in the offensive seminar, you'll recognize that one because that's a move Raid really enjoys. And then Smashy here going up. So if you look at this from Smashy's perspective, he's got 80 boost, he makes this save. M0nkey M00n goes into the air, and then Smashy because it's so high and it's directly up, there's no real good momentum here. Smashy can't shoot this forward. He has to go for the ball, and it's just going to drain his boost while he plays it to safety. I mean, that is just such a smart play again from M0nkey M00n. Good play from Smashy with the mechanics, but it's going to force him to be low here. I mean, this is just the genius thing about putting the ball high and taking the resources. Like, this is what I mean. When I was watching this, I'm just like, wow, he's so fundamental. Plays it to the side. Do you recognize that move? That is in Grounded. That's in the Grounded program. Okay. Plays it into space. So hits the ball with him. Plays it into space. Power slide turn. Boom. And we're on offense again. Little jab. Gets control of it. Quick proactive flick. He's not holding on to this for extended periods of time. He's not looking for a finish. He's looking for an outplay / something high to put the pressure on. AK, what Smashy had to do again, he's had to jump again, which means he's unable to grab the corner boost, unable to grab boost. Well, he can, but he has to go to the mid to do this, which isn't exactly what he's going to want to do. M0nkey M00n here, just playing it back into the corner here, but trying really, again, you'll see how little the ball is in this corner. He doesn't really want it in that corner, and it's so easy for Smashy to just take this ball. As M0nkey M00n goes on, I mean, an inside shadow. Look at this, inside shadow. Look at the pathing, guys. Look at the pathing, and then boom, just does a very basic, perfect side flip. He actually does a delayed one here, which is extremely smart. So he jumps up here, and he's waiting for the contact. Once he gets the contact, he'll side flip just to sort of stabilize his car, grabs the mid boost. Wow, look at this. You know, I don't know what game it was in. Was it one of the fundamentals videos? Well, I was saying, like, you just go up here and you just flash him. Maybe it was the offensive seminar. You just want to flash players, okay? So right now, M0nkey M00n isn't really thinking about going for this, but he's flashing to Smashy. By the way, I know where you're going. Because it's obvious what players are going to do. This is the whole thing of Rocket League. When you see a player put it there, that ball's obviously going up the wall. So I'm going to go higher than you. I've got the high ground. And Smashy sees him. And now Smashy's like, oh, God. And it makes him second guess. M0nkey M00n's never challenging this, but he wants Smashy to know, I know what you're planning. And boom, he gets above the ball straight away. Then just comes straight down. And this forces Smashy to rush. Watch this. M0nkey M00n's there, straight down. Smashy is rushing this because he saw M0nkey M00n wide, and he knows that if he can go to net, he's got the step on him. But he hasn't, because M0nkey M00n was never going to wait on the wall. He does not want to waste time on the wall. He's using it to create a fake so that he can get straight down. He doesn't do curve, straight down onto the pitch, because you can move around the map much quicker off the walls. And look at this, beautiful. So this is going to be the first part we're going to see of this bit of triangle defending. And it's not exactly textbook, but from here you can see, and it's done with you know, multiple dimensions, but we're going to have our first look. So it's an outside shadow with a challenge. And generally, you know, we've talked about this in the past. Outside shadow, if we had to pick, we'd say go more inside for most players. But one of the times, you know, it is often recommended to go outside is if there's an aerial player, if they go in high, or if you have someone who is low on boost. And the reason you want to do this is because it's quite easy to track, but also because you can like deflect it into the corner. So this is what's known as, well, I call it triangle defending. I didn't invent this, guys. You know, this is something I've just seen. Players, I'm sure they're aware of it, but a lot of players just say, well, I just went for a challenge, or I went for a side flip challenge, which doesn't really say the whole picture. The reason I like to give everything names is because then you can understand and you can see the patterns a bit easier. So what you do, triangle shadow, we'll see this later, triangle challenge, is you get in line with the opponent. So smashing this situation, and if they're lower on boost than you, or if they're going for an aerial, you're then going to look to, as they come in field, you're going to try and meet them with a side flip. most of the time. So you create this triangle. And this is what M0nkey M00n's really good at, because what he does is he knows exactly when to mix. That's what makes him so effective. So he will use the right shadow at the right time almost every time. So it's just so fundamental. So comes here, boom, side flip challenge. And it's just perfect. Gets the outplay here and just gets the finish. And that's where he uses his shot. So comes here, little dig into the ball and just straight away takes the shot. If you watch this from Smashy's perspective, because he saw M0nkey M00n there, he goes for the step on and he's trying to play fast, he's trying to put pressure. But the problem is, because he's going so fast, he can't get under the ball. He ends up above it, which means he pushes it down. So it's just great awareness and experience here from M0nkey M00n prevailing. Okay, so we've got another kickoff here. And we saw the last one, M0nkey M00n was a bit slower and he got towards the inside. Now, does anything strike you weird with this kickoff? Watch this again, right? I'm going to try and pause it in time. Here we go. Yes, he's already jumped. He has already jumped, guys. He's not even at the first pad. He's boosted for a little tiny bit and he's already in the air. Most players go on the boost. So Smashy here will probably grab this boost as he goes, right? So M0nkey M00n is already in his animation. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's really good, right? That makes you faster. No, it doesn't. It makes you slower because he hasn't built up the right momentum for his speed flip. So his speed flip isn't activating supersonic as fast as Smashy's is, even though Smashy jumped off later because of the first bit of acceleration. But this is really important. There is a reason why this is done. So that M0nkey M00n lands before Smashy. Which means if he lands before Smashy, he can do something else before Smashy, which is re-jump. So he can jump off the ground, to Daisy, before Smashy can. Smashy's still embedded in the floor at this point. So basically, M0nkey M00n here is slower, intentionally slower with his kickoff that he does, but it's because he can get off the ground first. And that allows him to get height. And that is a very big key to winning kickoffs in 2s, 1s, and 3s. In just kickoffs, I should just say, really. Okay? Because often one of the biggest things was if you're faster, you can choose where the ball goes. And that is completely correct. You can. This now with this height thing has added another layer to it. You know, this is the great thing. No one was talking. We obviously knew we had to match the middle of the ball, but people actually prioritizing that. It's very interesting. So because M0nkey M00n is matched the height of the ball, I mean, Smashy is literally looking inside the ball going, hello. You know, he's right inside there. So he's trying to push this through. M0nkey M00n is just blocking it. So he hits it. But here's the thing, because M0nkey M00n starts higher, you're going to need to see this again as it comes in. Because M0nkey M00n is higher, that ball cannot, it's impossible for this ball, because of the height, to go up above M0nkey M00n. But Smashy is lower. So with the deflections going on, the only way out is here, above Smashy, or in this general area. So this is why it's so key to do this, because if you win, it goes above them. Disorientation makes it hard if your teammate's cheating up as well, because it goes above them. And if you lose, it just goes across the ground. So very, very key here as M0nkey M00n gets this kickoff win. I'm going to speed it up. And guess what? Grabs the ball. And here's the genius. Last time he won the kickoff, he went straight at the net, which he's going to do again. And he went for an instant flick, didn't he, with the side flip. This time, he fakes it. Smashy does a great job of blocking that goal side position. And M0nkey M00n uses it to play for the boost. So he's used here the ball as a weapon to get the boost. So it's just unbelievable. Comes in again, and the guys, offensive seminar, all right? How much was this a thing? Boom, instant flick, right? Proactivity with the flicks. He's not wasting time. And notice, a lot of people look at this and go, why didn't he 45 it and get? But it's not a perfect flick, is it? Hopefully this is starting to open your eyes, but you go, wait a minute, why isn't it a perfect flick? Because the danger of that proactivity is going to force Smashy's resources. He doesn't matter the quality of flick. Oftentimes when you see me, you know, in these series, I say, yeah, that'll do. Just chuck it there. That'll do. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I really mean it does not have to be perfect, because we are playing the long game. Ball goes up. Smashy has to go up and try and use boost to get rid of it, or he does this. And this is where it's really clever. Now, this is all just a test, a big test. Now, M0nkey M00n might have wanted to get something better, but Smashy has made an error. A fundamental rule has been broken. That rule is never, ever catch the ball in front of your net, because you're below the hitbox, which means you can be of course, don't. That's exactly what happens. So Monkey Moon puts the ball high and he's waiting around because he wants to see if Smashy's going to smash this ball away. And then he wants to get behind him or whatever, or make him use resources. Smashy tries to outsmart Monkey Moon. He plays grounded. And Monkey Moon sees that the ball has not hit the ground, therefore the ball has bounced in it. He's just going to challenge that straight away. Notice the way he challenges it, guys. Side flip into side flip. Why? Side flip is the best flip you can do because it allows recovery. It stops you going into the net. It doesn't throw you away from the position of the ball. It just slides your car. So we have another kickoff. And this time, Monkey Moon loses it. And the reason I believe for this one, obviously this is like more standard, Monkey Moon doesn't actually get off the ground as fast as before and does arrive still late, but he's unable to get that height. You see now Smashy is higher than Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon hasn't managed to get that height advantage, which he loves so much. And they're both pushing this ball here. And basically in this situation, two players going for the same kickoff, which they're both going for pushes, which is, by the way, if you're in a diagonal and you come to the ball and you go for a left side flip in this situation, that's called a push. If you come from this area and side flip to the other side, that's called a hook. So they've both gone to the same kickoff there. Smashy has the height and he has the speed, so he's going to win that one. Monkey Moon's been forced out to play. He gets the boost, goes straight for this boost, grabs some boost, and he approaches the ball. Okay, we saw Ruaz do this. The goal for Monkey Moon here is one of two things. If Smashy is closer than he is now, he'll probably just dive on this. Okay, but the goal is to get to the player so quick to make yourself hide. So if we watch this from Smashy's perspective, Monkey Moon has got to move as fast as possible. This is why he just holds down boost to make himself disappear. So here we go. He tries to make himself disappear. He just can't do it in time. Again, this is something Ruaz does. They try and get right in line with the ball, and you're often trying to disguise your opponent's nameplate in the middle of the ball. So he's trying to hide himself right there. So now it's hard for Smashy to see him, but Smashy can see him. But that's the idea. It makes it difficult. You're trying to hide from your opponent in defense and also get in line. Oh, the cool thing about this, again, just such smart play, is an inline shadow is often a very good a counter for an inline shadow. A good counter for it is to go for an edgeable bump. There's only one player who consistently seems to be okay with this, and that's Ruaz, speaking of which. So what Ruaz does so well is he will stay inside here, and he will jump up air roll whilst boosting and keep his dodge, so he will flip into the ball. Now Smashy, now Monkey Moon may not have the mechanics for that, okay? Believe it or not, I know it sounds crazy. He may not have practiced that. It may not be his thing. But what he does know is he knows the game. And he knows Smashy will look for an edgeable bump there because when he took off, Monkey Moon went to an inline shadow. So what an inline shadow is, just for those that don't know, you've got three kinds of shadow. An inline shadow means you are basically perfectly goal side. So you are between the opponent and the ball. An inside shadow means you're on the inside of the opponent. You can be anywhere around there. And an outside shadow means you're on the outside of the opponent. This is more of a classic shadow, but I believe it isn't the best. I think that obviously you want to use all the shadows depending on what you need, but they basically, the ability of each shadow tiers with the skill of the player. So in my opinion, an inside shadow beats an outside shadow, and an inline shadow beats an inside shadow, but that's the hardest to do effectively, if that makes sense. So you can see the huge skill curve of Rocket League, but really you need to master them all. Anyway, Monkey Moon does the fake. Smashy knows what's coming, and he goes for the bump. Monkey Moon knows what's coming, so he counter to the counter to the counter, and does a quick turn away. This way, it makes it easier for him to see this bump, comes around it, and I mean, this is just such a nifty touch. So it comes away, gets this little double jump touch here, lands on his wheels, instantly comes off and flips to safety and grabs the boost. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect play. Instant lateral movement on the ball. Again, what would you do? I can tell you what you do. I can tell you what most players do. They'll probably try and push that ball down the wing. They'll probably try and go for the mid boost and take it up the wall. No need. Quick inside cut, lateral dribble into the shot. And again, the shot is used there as a finish. Don't really see too many shots unless they're finishes for Monkey Moon. It's just, it's almost robotic play when you're watching this. So, kickoff here. Smashy's going to win this kickoff. In fact, does he win it? Actually, I mean, I know he does win it, but does this... He does indeed win that kickoff if we take it at face value. So, right here, let's have a look at this one. So, Monkey Moon has got the higher ground. He has got the higher ground, and he arrives to the ball a split second after Smashy. Monkey Moon is more central than Smashy. But right, so Monkey Moon, if Monkey Moon dodges to the right, he might have won this kickoff, to be fair. But he goes for the low 50 instead, the wave dash kickoff. And Smash is able to recover faster. So, bit of a risk there. You know, the best person at doing those kickoffs is M0nkey. And how he does them is quite interesting because he'll actually go off center and he'll rotate his car in as opposed to outwards, which you'd expect him to do to counter the movement. It's very interesting how he does that. Anyway, back to this. Monkey Moon, I mean, this is, again, it's perfect. Hits the ball forward, trying to play into his own corner. Comes onto the backboard here. Notice he's on the inside black and goal side. And he's above. Does this look familiar? He's above the ball here. So what that means is Smashy can't get it over him or through him because he's got the high ground. Good bump there from Smashy. Monkey Moon instantly going towards the net there just in case there is a shot. And just grabs one pad. Waits, and just plays it to safety where he can get more pad. Okay? So most players would clear it there, but what's the point? Play it to the corner, play it to space, play it to where you can get boost, use the ball as a weapon, keep possession. And now again, here's where Monkey Moon really shines. He does this all the time in twos. As he will just go straight up here and you'll just see he gets perfect touch. Great flip reset, and this delay on that is just fantastic. It's just really good play from Smashy to save this. But again, Monkey Moon trying to stay close with it. And you just see how he makes it so simple, guys. Boom. I mean, that's a perfect touch. Little flip reset, and then he just tries to... I mean, it's all just so smooth. Great save by Smashy. And what does Monkey Moon do? Takes it back to his corner. Does this look familiar? Okay, hopefully it does if you watch this channel. And if you're enjoying this replay, please do subscribe and like the video. So here we go. Monkey Moon takes it back to his own corner and comes on to the inside of the play and taps it in field. Stalking the ball, getting some bumps, and again, he's just going to try and play that up the wall because what he's trying to do now is force Smashy to use his resources. And when you ever see a player taking off from here, they're only dangerous if they can go directly up to the middle of the map, which is what Smashy's done. So now he's dangerous because Smashy does actually have a shooting angle here. So there's a level of danger. Now, what a lot of people do wrong when they do this is they knock the ball too far forward and they end up here. And you just don't have the angle, not against a good defender. You can't really create anything. So Smashy did an amazing job getting the right touch to keep threats here. So Monkey Moon here, he hits it, comes off, grabs the boost in the corner, comes up. He sees Smashy dropping, so he's not matching the height of the ball, and now he's matching the height of the ball. And this is just good play from Smashy. So right here, as soon as that ball bounces, look how basically what you want to do as a defender is as soon as that ball bounces in a dangerous position or a shooting position, you want to bounce up with it and block it. And it was just really well played from Smashy. And yeah, really, really good little fake. So here we have another kickoff. And I'm not sure who wins this, but let's see if we can tell. Well, this is pretty even actually. Smashy's more in the center, but it looks like they're flipping in opposite ways. It looks like Monkey Moon's going to flip to this way and Smashy's going to flip to this way. Therefore, theoretically, the player who's on the most outside of the ball from the middle, which is Monkey Moon in this case, see how he's more outside of the ball if he's flipping this way, should win because he's going to push that ball through because they are going in opposite directions. Okay, so that's what I would assume there. Let's just have a look at height as well. Monkey Moon also has the high ground. So not only do I feel that he's going to win this, I feel he might get some upward lift, but I could be completely wrong. So he doesn't win it exactly how I thought. In fact, Smashy looks like he got a bit higher on the hitbox at the end there. He did a good job. But Monkey Moon does get the win, and again, he's pushed it up over the player, which forces difficulty. Because Smashy then has to do that. Monkey Moon can recover, grab the boost in the corner. And you'll see this a lot from top level players, the amount of times they'll use the corner. So the corner is the safety net. They put it into the corner, go straight up, match the height of the ball. This should look familiar. If you watch any of the series we do, this is a very big fundamental skill. Match the height of the ball in the corner. Match the height of the ball in the corner. Can't say it enough because it's so important. Look how close Monkey Moon is. If Smashy was to do anything here, try and take a 50, Monkey Moon's just going to jump, block that. It's going to go straight to net. Smashy won't take a 50 here because he's a smart player. He wouldn't risk that. He'll take a 50 there instead. So this is a rhythm break 50. He goes on to an inside shadow, then an inline shadow, which means Monkey Moon can't see him. So Smashy's hidden himself behind the ball. And inline shadow, the highest skilled shadowing there is and the best shadowing there is because it allows this sort of stuff. It allows rhythm break challenges where you're still pretty safe. That's a really good play from Smashy there. Great little fake again. I mean, great, difficult touch to save from Monkey Moon. Puts it high, has to go straight back up. Smashy fakes it because he knows the danger. I just realised I'm in the wrong cam. And Monkey Moon here, hitting that ball so softly, trying to stay with it, and he just misses the boost. And that really makes a big difference because now he cannot chase Smashy down. And if you look at the difficulty this has caused, this one mistake from Monkey Moon, we know from watching Monkey Moon, we know from watching the game and understanding the game that we want to be on the inside. So we know really Monkey Moon wants to be here. He wants to be goal side, maybe even a bit further. All right. But realistically, if he got that boost, he'd be here. So he wouldn't be getting scored on. But he hasn't been able to get into his position. He's out of position. This is the importance of position, guys, when you get to higher levels, right? So he's now out of position, which means that he can't save this goal side. He's not saving it goal side. You notice this? He can't save it goal side. There is a massive opening here because he missed the boost and he's too far to the side. He's not able to get central. And even though he gets a touch on it, this is why it's so important because players are so good, like Smashy here. He gets this extra touch and it's enough because of the momentum and that area hasn't been blocked. So people often might look at that and go, well, that was pretty lucky. It wasn't lucky because at this level, every bit of positioning, every decision matters more than any time ever. And Monkey Moon, by missing that boost, is now not on the inside and he's out of position, believe it or not. And you're probably looking at it as a champ too saying, well, I would have been on the corner, probably flying in the air. Well, yeah, exactly. Because, you know, that's one of the big problems of the game. And again, look, kickoff is won. Straight away, what we're looking to do, boom, straight to the middle. We want to attack the middle, and there's another flick. Very simple, fundamental play. Last time, he started the game with the flick. The second time, he went for the low 50, fake flick. This time, he's gone back to the flick. And again, nice little diagonal / side flip. I think that's the speed flip, actually. So it means he doesn't end up in the opponent's net. He is able to be on the ground. Look how quick he's tapped his A button or his dodge button. So he's already back on the ground. That's why these flicks are so good. Side flips. This is why we say side flips and speed flips on the flick are so important because they keep you mobile. Well, Smashy goes for the wave dash kick. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call this a win because I feel Smashy wins this one again. Monkey Moon jumps earlier than Smashy, gets higher than him. Smashy faster. But Monkey Moon able to push it over the top. So there we go. But Smashy does a good job there. That was pretty smart kickoff. Again, straight to the boost. You're going to see him try to get inside. And there is another bit, and I knew we'd have it, okay, of triangle defending. So right here, we've set up the triangle. Now, this is risky to go for because Smashy does have boost. Monkey Moon has boost. They started here. So Monkey Moon's going to come across. Smashy's going to come here. And Monkey Moon's going to look to side flip here. That is the triangle defense. Okay. If we look at this. I mean, it's literally just textbook, isn't it? How does he challenge that, everybody? He challenges it with a side flip. Okay. So he comes in here. Side flip. Beautiful. I mean, it's just really well done. It's a great mix-up because he hasn't challenged anything. So just throwing that in is really good. But look at the reactions of Smashy. He's thinking about it. He's like... And you can always tell, actually, when someone's going to challenge usually because they won't hide themselves. So Monkey Moon's been hiding himself. And he didn't hide himself there. He didn't go into an inline or an inside. So often you can think that they're going to challenge to mix it up. But just a great reaction there from Smashy. Good read. Monkey Moon plays it back into the corner, matches the height of the ball, comes down. He's going to try and win that boost race. If not, he's going to try and stay with this ball. And again, try and go up there. But this is just great from Smashy. Monkey Moon should have got higher in my opinion here. So he hits his ball here. Right now, after failing this, I believe he should have gone straight back up this wall. Because if he did, he could probably just smash that away from himself. But again, he just wants to stay grounded. But again, look at the skill from Smashy here. So Smashy taps it down, puts him under pressure. Monkey Moon just a little bit too slow there to react. Okay, we're back onto a diagonal kickoff. Smart. So Smashy, let's have a look at it from Smashy's perspective. It looks like a real kickoff, doesn't it? You just can't see it. It's like that dark kickoff when he does a bit more of a pronounced fake. But you look at this from Smashy. Sorry, from Monkey Moon. Just gets into the right position to make it look real. And then just slows down. You can see Smashy is pushing this kickoff because of his nameplate. So here, if you can see this nameplate here, it usually means they're going to push it this way. If you can't see the nameplate, it usually means they're going down the middle with maybe even a single jump or a front flick, or going for a hook. So that's how you sort of determine what the opponent's doing. And he reads that well. Delayed dodge there, grabs the boost in the corner, taps it up. And it's important he taps this here because, again, we don't like the ball in the corner, so he just wants to get it out of the corner. But he also has got to watch out for them. So just smack it up, go here, grab this boost. And a lot of players would rather give up the possession in that situation, like M0nkey M00n has. He'd rather hit this and get to his positioning than try and create a miracle from the corner. So Smashy's took the possession back, but it's fine for M0nkey M00n because he's now able to get into his positioning. And here we go again. He's going to come in with his shadow in to allow himself to get onto the offense. And here we have finally the first shot he's used to set up a counter. Again, just minimal weapons used. Bam. Now, the reason I want to highlight this again is just it's so perfect, the fundamentals, because he's grounded, right? So what happens is a lot of players hit that and they're already up. You'd already be up, right? What M0nkey M00n does is he's going to get as close as he possibly can on the ground, right? If you are out there and you have what's known as flat shots, where you shoot the ball and it always goes down across the ground, aka a pass, it is because you are jumping way too early. You need to do what M0nkey M00n does and go as close as possible on the ground so that when you jump, you're underneath the ball. That's more important. It doesn't have to be a world-class shot. It just has to go upwards. And as you can see, the reason why is by putting it upwards again. Boom. It forces Smashy to make a reactive save. He's trying not to end up in his net, but he does. But now Smashy is having to use his boost, his resources. Me and Raid especially, always bangs on about hitting the backboard, hitting the backboard, hitting the backboard. And it's a very good reason why. It's very difficult for the defenders. And then he just puts in a shot there. And that has some real power on it. Why? Because he doesn't move. He doesn't jump too early. Look, he's jumping basically right into the ball. So all of that power of the flip is going through the ball. Really can't stress that enough as we go into the next kickoff. 5-3 here. So another good kickoff win here from M0nkey M00n. And what makes all these kickoffs dangerous, if you've noticed, that none of these kickoffs really have gone down the ground and up the wall like what happens in a lot of players' games. It would just spit out. And this again just comes from M0nkey M00n able to just get slightly higher than his opponents, which means he can push the ball over the top of them. So Smashy here, he has the speed advantage, but he is lower. And they're pretty much doing the same thing here. Smashy's gone directly down the middle. M0nkey M00n's got a bit of an angle. And he's just flipped instead of Smashy going for the single jump to the wave dash, which I believe he's done. Yes, he's just gone for the wave dash there. But it's going to force that ball over the top. That's an unfortunate mistake. Mechanical thing there from Smashy. It's just sort of threw him in that wave dash. Yeah, that's pretty awkward. But again, look, I can't express this enough, the dodge time in here, guys. The second the contact comes in, there's the dodge. When you're shooting and you're trying to shoot a ball hard, you almost want to think that you're shooting it late. Like you're flipping late. It's like bang. Like it's almost like a ta-da. Like you hit it and you dodge. Like it's almost like a one. A lot of people dodge as they're hit. So they're sort of dodging into making up the space. I'm trying to explain that, but you don't really want to do that. You want to get close to the ball, then dodge, and then you just transfer the raw power in. Again, look at this. Like you just see it over and over with this guy. So he gets right under the ball, and the dodge. Notice he's not using the dodge to make up space. I hope this is making sense here. So I'm going to try and slow this down. So what a lot of people do is they'll dodge right here to make up the space because they're too far away from the ball, because they're more focused on like moving as opposed to just focusing on actually where do I need to be. So they're here and they'll jump and then they'll dodge from here, right? Because the dodge will then bridge the gap. But the problem is you're already in an animation and it's not as good. Whereas M0nkey M00n, he doesn't dodge till right there. That's his dodge. Hopefully that makes sense. So he's not using the dodge to bridge any gap. He uses his boost on the ground to position in to bridge the gap. And his dodge is for a finish. Hopefully that makes sense there. Back onto the ball. Good play from Smashy to try and keep it at bay. And again, M0nkey M00n here, popping it up. So again, good hit up from Smashy. M0nkey M00n straight up as well because it forces Smashy to use the resources as well. And this is really smart. So M0nkey M00n's not really trying to score this. He's trying to play for boost. So he's using the ball as a weapon, forcing Smashy to make a defensive play because he noticed that he wasn't goal side to get this boost. Smashy now is low on boost. And that's what creates this instant double jump, because there's panic. Even though Smashy hasn't wasted any boost, there's instant panic because he's lost vision of Monkey Moon. And this just shows you, Smashy 55 win streak, well, one of the best UK ones players in the world at the moment. That's a misplay. And the misplay was, and he'll say it himself, he got too far under the ball. That level of consistency. That's why Monkey Moon's like a robot. He doesn't seem to make these mistakes apart from the boost grab. But Smashy just ended up too far under the ball. Again, stalking. What do we see there? So he's close. He stays around here. Doesn't back off. Doesn't obviously move away. And then just goes for a jab. It's a very basic jab. And then again, I just really want you to see this shot. The way he's dodging here, guys. He's not using it to bridge any gap. You can look at any Monkey Moon replay. All right. And a lot of people say, God, he gets so much power on his shots and stuff. It's just the way he dodges is on the connection of the ball. Bang. It's really hard to do anything with this if you're a defender, because the way he's dodging is so perfect. And everyone's going, oh my God, get it. It's all you do is talk about, I think they call it glazing nowadays. God, that makes me think of donuts. I know I'm banging on about this, guys. But when you see the game, how some of us see it, the appreciation for stuff like this is just so, it's amazing, you know. This to me is better than someone making a miraculous double flip. I don't get excited by flip reset or pogo shots. So, you know, I see some people like, oh my God, he did a pogo. Who cares? You know, it's great. It's a pogo. For me, right, I want to see the best player in the world. Why is he the best? Because he dodges at the perfect moment every time, because his positioning is so good. That's what gets me excited about the game, and that's what I love about the game. So the levels of this is what I'm always banging on about, fundamentals. Most people, like in life, most people don't even have to walk properly. Well, you have people do gate cycles and stuff. So back in Monkey Moon here. So again, knowing your opponent and knowing what they're going through, knowing the stress they've got, can allow you to plan your next attack. What I mean by that is we know Smashy's low on boosted with Monkey Moon because we've purposely played for resource management. We're trying to limit the opponent's resources by making them use boost, which is their resource, and not actually gather any more boost because we're taking it ourselves and putting it off the table. So Monkey Moon now knows he is in a very advantageous position. Now, what a lot of people do in this advantageous position is they'll just come in and straight away, and by the way, Smashy, you've really got to make sure you stop doing this, buddy. You can't carry the ball out of defense on top of your car, because if Monkey Moon was to challenge that, you know, if we tried it, you know, took it off guard, I mean, maybe you're doing that for the bait. Maybe you're, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you're trying to, yeah, okay, fair enough. But you just be careful, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to take a 50 as the lower boost player even a millimeter off the ground. So if Monkey Moon came in there, I think you would have got away with it, actually. I think you just did it perfectly, but it's a risk. Anyway, the reason I want to go back over this is Monkey Moon here grabs this boost. And now, so many players out there, when you've got the boost advantage, how many of you would just challenge this ball with the boost advantage? The issue with that is it can be very volatile. It can bounce around. It can do things you don't want. So what Monkey Moon does is he goes in for a heavy fake. What's the difference between a heavy and a light fake? Well, one, how close you get to the ball is extremely close, but it doesn't matter because Smashy can't accelerate because he's only got 10 boost. But two, he's showing him that he's supersonic. See the supersonic lines? So now that fake has way more weight to it, therefore it's heavier. And he stays in the middle, and now he's going to use his side flip. So why now? Because Smashy's accelerating the ball. Big difference. Smashy doesn't have much forward movement. Oh God, this is so layered. Right, so Smashy doesn't have much forward movement on this ball, right? And we need him to have forward movement on the ball, because by having any sort of forward push onto a ball creates upward lift on a ball. For example, here that 50 could have been bad because the ball isn't moving too far from Smashy and he's in the drop-in phase. Here, the ball is moving away from Smashy, so anytime he touches that ball, even there, what's happening? If you guys look at the spark contact and think about where the car is, okay? Let's just say this is the middle of the ball, because it is. And the spark contact's here, but that doesn't mean it just pushes the ball like that. That's not how things work. It pushes the ball like this, but the weight of the ball is enough to make it look like this ball is staying on the ground, but it's not. It's got an ever so slight bit of lift on it, ever so slight. You probably can't even see it. It's very hard to see, but there is a bit of lift on this ball. You basically, you can't even see it, but trust me, it's there. So now that there's a bit of lift on that ball, it's now back on the ground. if Smashy wants to take this 50, the ball is moving away from him, so he has to catch it up. So Monkey Moon does what he does on kickoff. He just gets really high here on this ball. Really high. In fact, he's above the central height of the ball because he needs that extra bit of height. Because what he's going to do is he's going to try and win it over the top. So if Smashy doesn't turn here, I mean, Smashy plays this quite well because what he does is after this touch, you'll see, he drops it, then he comes here, and then he actually turns to take a low 50. Not many players would do that. They would keep driving, and therefore they would just get dunked. But because of the way Smashy plays it, he plays it well. But the advantage of playing fundamentals is so powerful because even if they do the right thing here, because he's done all the right thing, because basically Smashy hasn't done as many things right as Monkey Moon. Therefore, if you have two fundamental players, whoever does the things right wins, basically. The most things right wins. I mean, that makes sense. Monkey Moon here. So notice here again. So just for you mechanical players or people who want to add mechanics into their game, when you're near the net, it's very important you go directly up here. Or even as Monkey Moon has done, he's got direct up touch, but he's actually even come on inside. The inside of the ball a little bit to get it up, because most players, again, like I say, will jab it like this and then the ball's here and you can't shoot. So he actually goes directly up again to get an angle of attack. You can actually see how difficult this is for him even with this, because he's still having a hard time getting this angle to attack. So he's looking for a block now. But that's the idea. He's trying to get a bit more space, but he just doesn't get what he needs. So he has to go for the plan B, which is a block. Gets the bump on Smashy. Stays with the ball here. So again, nice little bump, bang, knowing that he's got a big boost advantage, sticks around here, above the ball again, and just drives it through. So one of the big things you can take away from this game is, one, just how fantastic the gameplay is, you know, at this level. But two, the power of being above the ball in a lot of situations. Fundamental play, central positioning, triangle shadow. Hopefully, I don't need to recap it, you've just seen it. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. If you enjoy this content, if you like this sort of stuff, I promise we'll be doing other players of Monkey Moon soon, but this just came through and I had to do it because of the fundamentals. But yeah, please consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting. And yeah, also we have a new pacifist cohort coming up the 23rd of March. It's on a Saturday. Let me know. Message me on Discord. The link is in the video description, and you can come over to the Discord, message me, and yeah, if you want to be in the next cohort, love to see you there. But thank you everyone for following. Thank you everyone for watching. Do appreciate it. Look after yourself and peace out. Peace.